Hey everyone, so we're back again. Now we have ambushed someone else.
You know, you kidnapped me, hijacked me. Yes, anyway.
It's what we do. If what we don't do it to you, who will? So we've taken Jane, since she's also a member of Rubies magazine. She's our editor. And we are going to interview her and learn a little bit about Jane. Okay, so...
by the way, I don't even know the questions.
We're not telling her because she's a pro at this. Okay. Okay, so question number one.
Yes.
Jane, you are Rubies magazine's editor, and we'd like to ask you, because you're dealing with a complex group of individuals who have different seasons of life, how do you manage to keep the team in check with the vision that you have for a particular issue or for a particular season, what you want, and also what are some of the challenges you get as an editor?
Honestly, have you ever tried walking up Mount Kenya without hiking gear?
That's how it feels.
It's like you said, they're very diverse personalities, but that's they're necessary.
Yes.
The personality you have, the personality Naomi has, Sylvia, Repher, Mary, all of us, they're very necessary for moving Rubies forward. You each bring something unique that helps the magazine to be what it is. But yes, there are those days when I find it very hard to bring everybody together and their personalities. And then there are times I feel like, okay, everyone has their own life also, so trying to get things together. But I think what keeps me going is remembering the lady who's watching this video, the lady who's reading our magazine, our blog, that one person who gives feedback and says, oh, I loved the photo shoot, the way it came out. And I'm thinking, oh, all those days of trying to get everyone together on one day and trying to work out the outfits and the camera and everything, it's all worked out to bless someone. When someone says, oh, that article was so me, then it's worth it. Those are the things that keep me going.
Right.
And remembering that the vision is about Christ, not just simply a personal endeavor. As much as I really enjoy doing this, and I think also that's the other thing, I enjoy doing this and I enjoy you people.
Okay. I enjoy it.
I love our meetings. I love having you around. So
moving on
Yes.
to your second question.
Yes.
What would you say has been your greatest life challenge that has topped the charts of your life challenges? And also your greatest victory?
Wow, I think I don't know if it's the most, but the one that comes immediately to mind because it's the most recent has to be trying to conceive. That was a challenge, one of the greatest life's challenges. And then the pregnancy itself was difficult, and raising Jed has been an interesting journey. So that I still feel I'm in a blur of that challenge, trying to conceive. The pregnancy, I was sick for quite a while, or most of the pregnancy. Then giving birth, having a CS, and then trying just to adjust to motherhood has been my greatest challenge, but also my greatest victory, because after waiting for those 6 years and praying and the medication and the doctors and everything, and then having her here on days like today, and just a few minutes ago she was laughing with you guys,
arguing with me
and arguing with Mary in her baby language. Now that's for me is a victory, something that I can put up as a testimony. And even when I face other challenges, I can, and when the enemy is trying to tell me no, you wouldn't make it, I have a very tangible, very movable, very talkative little human being to remind me of the greatness and the goodness of God.
Amen.
And that he's the one who actually fights the battle. So that it's not even my personal victory, but it's a victory that the Lord, that all the glory goes back to God. He won that battle for me. That one was him.
Amen. Yes. We see Jael by the way. She's here. Yes. If you needed confirmation, I have confirmed. So one of the things that when you think of Jane, you think of someone who's keeping her cool. I know a lot of people have this perception of Jane, and our question as the Rubies team is, how do you manage to keep your cool even when people have got you to the wall? You keep your cool.
It's not easy.
Of course, we lose ours.
I actually get amazed that people feel that I've kept my cool more often than not, because the way I feel on the inside, I think that you can see the steam coming out of my ears.
We don't see it.
And that I've blown up or something. So I have an inner monologue that is continuously running. And I have many hypothetical conversations. Oh, I am so revealing my mind to people. I have so many conversations going on that sometimes I converse my anger away.
She converses it away.
I think I'm also over understanding, which I think also sometimes is a hindrance, so that even if I'm angry with you, in my inner monologue and conversations, I will think about your side of the story and really feel you until I'm like, yeah, and then the who you are tends to cover it up.
That's a good thing.
And trying to, I think I weigh so many things that I'm like, how does it benefit me to blow up now? Yeah.
That's how she does it. She thinks like that. How does it benefit me to blow up? Some of us, we don't go through that process. We start from abenichokoza, blow up in seconds. That's how everyone else works.
But there have been people who've been on the other side. And then I think the other thing that holds me back is there's one incident. My father was known for his temper growing up, and it even was a prayer item until later it dissipated. He became very calm until I used to be like, wake up a bit.
We need you to jump.
But I think one thing that scared me was the time I got my driving license, when I was getting they call it temporary license or something, yeah. When I went to KRA to get it, they delayed and I got angry, and I don't know what I told them, but I was with my dad's driver and he was doing some other work on another counter. So later when we went to the car, he laughed and he was like, hey, they used to call my dad 16, which was in those days, let me explain to you.
Yes, what is 16?
He worked on a ranch, so they used to use radio calls. You know what a radio call?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So his call number was 16.
Okay.
So they called him 16.
So you say 16 over?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm getting it.
So anyway, the driver, when we went to the car, he was like, hey, you're truly 16's daughter. Hey. So I realized, I really need to check my temper.
Okay. Yeah. Some of us, we're praying about it. I don't have a temper, by the way. I don't.
You don't? We'll ask people who know you out there.
I don't. I leave that to my older sister.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so you are Rubies' editor, and this Rubies was something that you envisioned before we all came to be.
Yeah.
And we wanted to ask, what are some of the things that you went through in the past to bring this to existence? That's God actually. Yeah. So what did you do to get it here, and what are your visions for Rubies in the years to come?
I don't think I've done much, or as much as I think every day when I look at Rubies, I'm thinking, Jane, what are you doing? Jane, what are you doing? Jane, what are you doing? So that when I do see what has come out, which is usually through somebody else's eyes, like a viewer, a reader who says something, or someone who out of the blue says, I want to be part of Rubies, and I'm thinking, why would you want to be part of this? So seeing it from somebody else's perspective makes me realize how far God has brought us and what we've achieved. Where I want us to be, now that's the question you should be asking me. I want us to be, of course, still my dream and heart's desire is to have the magazine in print.
Yes.
And to see it circulated nationwide, and even to region-wide in East Africa, and beyond in hard copy.
Yes.
And then, of course, to see more content on our website and on YouTube, and of course to reach 1,000 plus subscribers.
1,000 plus.
1,000 being the beginning threshold, because it has, of course, monetary ramifications. To be able to make this a place where you guys are fully employed. That's my dream and desire.
That's ours also.
Where you're salaried, we are all salaried. That is where I'd love to see Rubies. And then I would love to hear a running tally of people who've given their lives to Christ because of Rubies. I would love to have that, to have a wall somewhere where we can have pictures and photos of people who say, I read your article and then I give my life to Christ all through. So for me, that is one of the biggest challenges, to reach a place where our content is the kind that is drawing people to Christ and pushing them to Christ, apart from just urging those who are already believers to trust in Christ even more.
Also, now I still feel the need to speak like Jen out of the blues, so that I could be calm and collected. But that's not
be you.
So
we need you.
We've asked all the other members of our team about what they get from Proverbs 31.
Yes.
And what would you share with our viewers?
Oh wow. Okay. So I wrote that and gave you guys a week to think about it. Now you're just asking me out of the blues. Proverbs 31. I think one of the things I'll say is we were even having this conversation outside, where I was overhearing Mary and Sylvia talking about it. She's a superwoman,
of
you know.
course.
You can't be all those things. So I think Proverbs 31 for me is always a challenge point on what to push me, the whole scripture, to push me on where I can grow as a woman and where I can grow as a wife. Because that's where I find myself in life. So a push, and then a place that reminds me I constantly need the Lord, because she's superwoman. So I am constantly looking to the Lord, and then also it makes me appreciate what I do have in terms of the things that come easy to me as a woman. Because the other thing is, it makes sometimes when you read Proverbs 31, you can find yourself comparing yourself. You know, it's like, oh, Cecilia is so much more Proverbs 31 than I am.
Like, who wakes up to make wool and flax for the family?
or Naomi, because she's behind the camera. You know, she's such a businesswoman today. She's done this, she's done that.
She has a shop, she has a house, you're like, she'll leave some for us.
You know, she reminds me of the verse, you know, she wakes up and she finds a field and she buys it.
Naomi!
And I'm thinking, okay, Jane, would you even be able to prospect, you know, well, but it also, that's why I say it helps me appreciate what I do have and know that I can learn something from Naomi, but I don't have to be her.
Yes.
I can grow to be the Proverbs 31 woman that the Lord wants of me. And I think where I have settled now is praying that at the end of the day, at the end of my life, may help me to live my life today, so that at the end of it, my children and my husband can rise up and call me blessed. Because it's not something that I can say right now and say, I'm doing this so that Giles calls me blessed. I'm doing this so that it has to be accumulation of things throughout my life, that then my husband and my daughter can call me blessed.
Amen. Preach, sister.
Good.
Okay,
and so the question's over.
Yes, they are. Finally, you can now rejoice.
It's so much fun when you're doing it to other people. It's so fun.
Exactly. Now you know how we feel. This is why we put you here.
Okay, but people need to know you. I'm always here. But yeah, okay.
No, you're not. You're always talking about other things. So that is our session with Jane. We have come to an end.
Remember to subscribe, like this video, share it, and then give Cecilia work on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yes.
See you.
Bye.